Well, I've been here a while. First of all, I've been here 10 years. I came by way of Jackson County. I was the head coach at Jackson County, and this job came available. I knew a lot of people up here, being that I'm from Stevens County, so I was familiar with a lot of people. One of them being Coach Cunningham, who I played basketball for in high school and played ninth grade football. So when the job came available, I reached out about it, and 10 years later, here we are. Ever since I could walk, sports has always been a huge part of my life. Football, basketball, and baseball. Played them all growing up. Played in high school. Got the opportunity to go play in college at Presbyterian College. So sports has kind of been a big part of my life ever since I was a little boy. I liked it. When you're growing up, you have aspirations of, Presbyterian College was not the dream school. But as you get up into college, you realize what level you're able to play at and what you're not. I was fortunate enough to get to go over there. I played high school football at Stevens County. And so I'd like to say I chose Presbyterian College from a bunch of schools, but really that's not how it was. There's about two, and that one seemed to be the best option. But I had a great experience. I loved it. I wouldn't take anything for the time over there. Got to continue to play ball. Got to be around really good coaches, and I credit those for getting me into coaching. I had a great experience at Presbyterian. I wouldn't take anything for it. Still stay in touch with a lot of those guys. So it was just, it was really good. It really kick-started my career. I started out at Elbert County High School in 2000. Unique story there. Coach Tommy Spangler was a defense coordinator on our staff. I was a quarterback, but I really got close with him. He's been a mentor to this day. He was the one that got me at Elbert County. It was kind of unique. He was well connected in the state of Georgia with high school coaches. He asked me what I wanted to do. I told him, Coach. He said, well, look, here's who you need to go talk to. So my first interview was with Mike Fallor at Elbert County High School. Talked to him just a few minutes, and he said, hey, Coach Spangler said you would do a good job. Do you want the job? I said, yes. He said, do you want to know how much it pays? I said, no, I'm not really worried about that. So that's where I got my start at Elbert. I was there 2 years. Then that staff left and went to another high school. I thought about going with them, but then another coach that coached me in high school, Danny Durham, became the head coach at Franklin County High School. So I'd been coaching 2 years. He calls me and asks me, did I want to come with him and be his offense coordinator? Well, I was 25. I was 25 years old. He offered me the opportunity to be the offense coordinator. I jumped all over it. So that was baptism by fire right there. Probably wasn't ready to be the offensive coordinator, but got the opportunity. Had to learn a lot really quick. Stayed there with Coach Durham for 6 years. He left there, and that's when I went to Flowery Branch High School. Worked there for 4 years. Had a lot of success. We had some really good teams. Coached the quarterbacks there for the first few years, and became the offensive coordinator there. Played for a state championship there my first year in 2008. And then after that, got my first opportunity to be a head coach and took the job at Jackson County High School. I'll never forget you leave a lot of interviews, you kind of know whether you got a shot to get it or you don't have a shot to get it. I left there that interview and went really well. I went home and told my wife, I said, they're going to call an offer. Me and the principal, we hit it off, and we did. So he gave me my first opportunity. His name was Scott Smith. Gave me my first opportunity there at Jackson County. Stayed there 3 seasons, and then this job came available. Being from Stevens, I wanted to get back up this way. I thought it was a great opportunity, and been here for 10 years. Anytime in today's coaching world, it's hard. It's hard to stay anywhere for a long time for a lot of different factors. It's important to me. It's important to me because I feel like if you're able to stay somewhere long enough, you've done right by the kids. And I think that's what it boils down to. I think that's the biggest thing I would say is I think being here this long shows that I've done right by the kids. I've been a good example to the kids. Been fortunate enough to be involved in a lot of young people's lives. And so that's really the significance of it for me. Not so much of getting my name as being the longest tenure coach, but just proud of the fact that we're able to stay somewhere this long.
It's very significant because it's hard to do. It's hard in the coaching business to stay in the same spot for an extended period of time. Sometimes no matter how good or how bad you're doing, it just, people sometimes want to hear a different voice. They want to hear it from somebody else, and things can get stale or whatever. So it shows a lot of good stuff that they've embedded themselves in the community, made themselves part of the community thought well of in the community and involved in a lot of things other than just the football team. And I think that's important.
Coach Harris has helped me out both on and off the field. You know, he's gave me a lot of things. You know, he's done a lot, you know, a lot more than I've asked for, to be quite frank. And, you know, he's just a great guy.
I think everybody wants things to be a little easier now. I think, I don't know, growing up you kind of had setbacks and you got used to the setbacks. You got used to adversity. If there was a kid in front of you, you had two options, quit or try to be better than him. That was kind of how we were. We'll try to be better than him. And, you know, I take, for example, in college, like I went to college, played quarterback at Stevens, went to college, thought I was really good, got to college, realized I wasn't near as good as I thought I was. Didn't get to play as much in college, you know. And it was funny, I went into Presbyterian. I think there were 63 freshmen that went in with me. I think by the time I went the 5th year, I got redshirted. So I went for 5 years. I think when I left, there was probably 9 left. You know, I wasn't quitting because my parents sent me to college. I wasn't coming back home. I was going to finish it. I also knew that I wanted to coach, and I knew I needed to finish, and those contacts that I made would help me in this profession, and it has. So again, and maybe I shouldn't say the word kids will quit. I just think maybe kids, I think they're not sometimes allowed to fail. So when they do fail, they don't know how to handle it. Failure is part of it. You better be able to know how failure, it's going to happen. So you better be able to know how to deal with it. I think that's one of the coolest things about sports. You can do everything you need to do right. You can work as hard as you can work, and you still may not be able to accomplish exactly what you wanted to. To me, that's life. And what do? You learn from it and try to get better the next opportunity you're in that position.
Turn it fast. Fast, get it out. Make him flinch, think it's a vertical. And boom, just get big, buzzing feet, let's go. Now, if you were, there we go, good, stay outside, catch it first. Jab ball, attack and go, hit it, split it, good. Burst, now let's go, burst. Getting press coverage, then you may have to work toward the quarterback.
The thing I think you got to do is why do you play the game? You know, we've got a whole list of core values that we have in our program, and one of them is purpose. And I want every kid to figure out through the game of football, we want to help them figure out their purpose. Why do they play? I ask that question to our kids a lot, why do you play? You know, for a lot of them, when you ask them that the first time, well, I like football. That's good, and that'll go so far, but that liking the game, when it's really tested, is that enough to get you through? Do you play for your teammates? Do you play for a family member that maybe played in the past that you want to make proud? Who do you play for? Why do you play for? I want you to play, obviously because you love the game, but I want it to be something that you make memories in high school football that will carry you the rest of your life. So, I mean, I still talk to guys I played for. Obviously, I'm a much better player now than I was then based on my stories I tell. My stories are a lot better. But it's just, you got to have a purpose in why you play. And if your purpose is right, then it'll help you prevail in those times that are tough, whether it be on the scoreboard or whether it be you're just not playing well or you're dealing with injuries. If your purpose is aligned where it needs to be, I think you'll be able to make it.
He's taught me how to take a lesson, like say I do something wrong on the field and I'm pouting, you know, he'll yell at me, but I have to pick my head back up and get back in the game.
They kept fighting. I told them it would be a lot of adversity. I told them we may have to win it on the last play of the game, whether it mean a stop or get a first, whatever it is. But I'm just so happy for these guys. I mean, and the community. They've been waiting a long time for that too. And I'll tell you, there's no place better to be than Habersham Central tonight.
I've been at 5 different schools. I say this all the time, so I'm going to go around a little bit and I'll get to that. I've been at 5 different schools. I can honestly say this is the best stop I've been at as far as the community, the support from the top ground, from the superintendent to the principals to the athletic director. The support here is better than any place I've ever been. A lot of issues that other places have, we don't have. Is everything perfect? No, there's no perfect situations. They are what you make out of them, but when you have the support like we do, it makes coming to work a lot easier. Coach Cunningham has been great as an AD. He genuinely loves this place. This is where he's from. The fact that I had a relationship before I came here made it even more special. I want to do as good a job as I can for him, and he's the same way for me. Our relationship is a lot deeper than me being the head football coach and him being the athletic director. I spend as much time with him as anybody. We're extremely close. Care about him outside of being the athletic director. He's just he's been really good to me and my family. He's taken care of me because things have not always been easy. And when things are not easy, your administration can help you or hurt you. And he's always been at the front line trying to help me. So I could go on for a long time about everything he's done for me and what he means for me, to me.
I think it's real important to link the athletic department to the community and to make sure you've got the support of the community as well as the school and then the players. So you got to combine it all together. And sometimes you're gonna run into folks that don't agree with you, and you got to find out, how do I make that work, and what's the right way to give and take, and there's got to be give and take for everybody to make it work. We live in a great community here with great support in all areas. Not only, a lot of people think support just means financially. That's not correct. We need to know you're with us. You know, that come to the game, support us, be with the kids, support the kids, let them know you're there for them. A lot of that's more important than a dollar bill.
I'm weight training. We have our, again, talk about the support. All of our football players are in first period weight training. So we get those every day, all year long. We get a lot done in there. I think that's where you create your team, is in the weight room, because that's where you learn how not to quit when it's hard, and those type things. So I do that. Weight training, I do the football players first period, me and some other coaches, and then me and one of my other coaches, we do a girls weight training second period, which has been unique because I've had my own daughters in that class now for the last, I've got one in college and one who's a junior. So I've had them in there for the last 6 or 7 years. So that's been unique, but I do the weight training. It's definitely changed. You know, I think about this a lot. I played football, basketball, and baseball in high school. Really wasn't near as much year-round training as there is now. You got done with one season, you was ready to go to the other, and so were your friends. So we never thought about doing anything but playing multiple sports. That's changed a little bit with kids specializing, which that could be a whole nother topic we could talk about one day, which I'm not all about. I think kids should play as much as they want to play. They get one shot to do it, and that's our job as coaches to make that happen. But yeah, it has changed a little bit. I don't know. You hear kids say kids have changed. I don't know. Kids are knuckleheads now. We were knuckleheads when I played. I think there's more distractions now. I think social media has changed it a lot because you're constantly comparing yourself, your place, everything with other people. So I think those are challenges, and they get a lot more, I would say, negative influence from sources that have not invested into them as now in today's time with social media. But you know, I don't know. Kids still want to play. I think kids will quit a little bit easier maybe than they used to when things get really tough. I mean, we just grew up in an era where you knew the coach was going to get after you pretty good. I was part of it. But you know, I don't know if kids have changed as much as just society has changed around them a little bit. Kids are still kids. They still want to be coached hard. They still want to know that you love them, you care about them. They want discipline, even though sometimes they act like they don't. They do. So I don't know if kids have changed. Maybe the expectations that adults put on them has lowered a little bit. I think it would be 2020, it was COVID year. So everything was weird. We were in the playoff mix. We had to play a game on a Tuesday night because it had gotten canceled. We played Central Gwinnett on a Tuesday, beat them really big. I mean, we exploded on them. I mean, scored a lot of points. They didn't score many. So then we had to turn around and play on Saturday. Okay, so we played Shiloh High School. You win, you're the 3 seed. You lose, you're out of the playoffs. So we go down there. You can imagine the Shiloh environment at 2 p.m. on a Saturday. It wasn't real good. We go down there, and we look up, and I've actually got this picture in my office that a friend of mine gave me, and it has a picture of the scoreboard. And with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, we're down 28-0. And everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. And, you know, there was a lot of drooping faces on the sideline, but our kids didn't give up. We had a really good group of seniors. Long story short, we come back and won the game. Just our kids turned it on. We come back and win that game. Probably one of the best memories there since I've been here is just, you know, you talking about being down and defeated. I think we cut it to maybe 17 at half. And we come back out the second half, and I mean, we turned it on. I mean, both sides of the ball, we started moving the ball up and down the field. Our defense got excited, started feeding off that, come back and won. I think we ended up winning by 3, but they scored a cheap one late. We really wanted a little bit more in hand than it looked like at the end. They scored one really late in the game. But as far as the game itself, that was one of the better memories. And you look at daily, just the stuff. For me, the game is so much fun. I love the game. I love Friday nights. I love the whole calling the plays. I love preparing for the games and the film study and the strategy. I love that. But to me, it's still about those kids. I love that. I love the influence that we get to have on those kids. And that's the most rewarding thing for me, is when you see kids that you coached 10 years ago that are now married with kids, and they'll come speak to you and tell you they love you and appreciate you caring about me and teaching me this. That, to me, that's what makes it worthwhile. That's what allows you to stay doing it when you have those times that are tough on the scoreboard.
He really helped me, especially when I got here freshman year. You know, he's on you, but it pays out in the end because he ends up being a great coach and a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah, maybe. I'm still enjoying it. I still enjoy coaching. I want to win a region championship here before I leave. I think we've got the ability to do that. I like this team that's coming in. I think we've got great leaders. I think we've got good team chemistry. Still nothing like a Friday night. There's just something special about it, especially in a small town. So I still love going to work every day. I still love being around the kids every day. At some point, maybe, yeah, I think I would like to maybe do that when the time's right. I think that would be fun to look at it from a different perspective. I've worked around a lot of people, a lot of head coaches. Coach Cunningham just kind of let me have a seat beside him and seeing how all that works. So I feel like, yeah, it's intriguing. So we'll see. I mean, I really like it here. Still enjoying coaching, looking forward to some really good years ahead. And then hopefully, when the time comes, hopefully that'll become an option. This is a cool profession. I wouldn't change it for anything. It's hard. You talking about ups and downs? It is ups and downs. I think the biggest thing probably people don't realize is when the good times are good, they're really good. When they're bad, they're really bad. When you bring your kids into that mix, some of the greatest things about a small town are also some of the things that are the worst things about a small town. You know, when you have daughters that live and breathe it with you, and it is a family affair. I think the hardest things that are when daddy's getting dogged how the game went Friday night, and your kids hear it. I think sometimes people don't realize that side of it. I wish they did a little bit. Like you can get on me when things don't go good. I don't care. That's fine. That's part of it. I signed up for it. I think that's the toughest thing. I think people don't really realize how much it puts on your family. You know, it's pretty cool when things are good, but when they're bad, I still got 2 kids at home and a wife that they still love me whether we won or lost. I think that's the hardest thing. But my family views what we do as a family ministry. That's how it is. I asked my girls one day. I said, I've got one in college. The girls are getting older. They'll be out of the house here for long. And I asked them one time, because you always, when you've been doing it as long as I have, you're with a lot of kids a lot of time. I'm with other people's kids a lot more than I am my kids. I really am. And I was having one of those nights when I was just wondering, man, it's all been worth it. Has it been worth it? Has the time away from my family been worth it? And so I just decided we would ask. And my girls are very blunt, like their daddy. If they think it, they say it, which is not always good. But they both didn't hesitate at all. Said, Dad, we wouldn't change what you've done ever. It's been awesome. We've loved every bit of being a part of it. The kids come into our house, they feel like they know everybody. They said they wouldn't change a thing. They like how we've been raised. It's taught them a lot. And I think it's taught them just like we try to teach our kids. We coach lessons. It's taught my daughters a lot of life lessons. So when they told me that, it kind of gave me validation. Oh yeah, we're right where we're supposed to be. Relationships. I tell every coach that we hire, everything we start is going to be about relationships. Before we get to X's and O's, before we get into that, we're going to develop relationships with our kids. So when it's all said and done, I want them to tell a few funny stories. But other than that, I want them to know that Coach Harrison cared about me deeply. He cared about me, obviously, as a player, but he cared greatly for me in my spiritual life, in my family life. He cared about me, and he loved me. And if in the day I can get a lot of guys that tell me that Coach really cared about me and loved me, then that's all I need. It'll be a career that was worth it 100%.
Here we go, Pete. Here we go. There it is. Ball, ball, ball.